morning, everybody. This is Merly, and we are live at Gardening in Kentucky YouTube channel. Welcome, 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 everybody. It's a Saturday morning, so it is time for our Saturday garden walkthrough. I am so excited to share with you some updates coming from our garden. We have been working hard on preparing our garden. We have a bunch of growth already. So I am standing here next to the flower tower that I created over a week ago. That big thing on the ground, the big thing, the green bush, is Shasta Daisy. They're looking great. I haven't done anything to transfer any of those yet because I have been busy working on putting plants in the ground. Let's take a look at our flower tower, guys. Look at that. That's looking good, except for the wandering Jew that's not liking the cold temperatures. We've been getting 50s in the morning, but that's okay. They will bounce back. The petunias are fine. And then right here we have our strawberries. Strawberry plants are looking great. Let's take a look at the fruit. Oh, look at that. Isn't that amazing? We have one in here that has started turning. Yeah, some good sized strawberries in here. Mostly still green. But these strawberries are almost ready. Maybe when it gets a little bit warmer. So here we have our garlic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 rows of garlic. The garlic plants are looking great. These are all music garlic. And then right here we have some broccoli. Look at this broccoli. Here's another one. And then that's bachelor's button that I transferred. All of the bachelor's buttons that I have in my garden right now are volunteer. This big plant came from over there by the trellis. I just had to move it in here because I want more flowers in this area. That one is Swiss chard. Let's take a look at the flower tower again. It looks so pretty. And then going back right here, garlic, strawberries. Okay, let's walk towards the other end. Okay, showing you this side, more garlic. Oh, it looks like I have to do some weeding in the path. I didn't get to cover that yet, and then here, these are sweet onions. The bulbing onions, the ones that survive the animal that has been eating it. I don't see anything that has been eaten, so I think they are eating a different plant now. I'm not sure what it is. As you can see, now this one, half of this bed is red onions, and then the other half is garlic because I ran out of red onions to plant. You see here there's a lot of weeds, but weeds are easy to remove when you have a weed fabric like this. Like, that's how quick it is to weed this. And then here, this is still empty. The next one is the bed that I planted with purple top turnips and some radishes. I thought I planted radishes. It looks like this row is the row of radishes, and these are the purple top turnips, but you can also see some potatoes. This is a potato plant. Those are potato plants. It's because I grew potatoes in this bed last year. Now over here we have our unfinished greenhouse. Hello, hi everybody. Yeah, we need to put a cover I got a 6 mil greenhouse plastic that goes on top of this. This greenhouse is from Amazon. It came with a plastic cover, which is a green color plastic, but it does not last a long time, a few months. So I don't want to use it. I just want the 6 mil plastic. These are herbs: stevia, lavender, rosemary, basil, and sage. They need to be planted in the ground today. And we have a bunch of seedlings here. Dill, squash, cucumbers, okra, my extra red juice tomatoes. Marigold needs to be planted in the ground. We have what's this? Eggplants, peppers, just no, Jetstar. I was gonna say Jester. Jetstar tomatoes. Cabbages need to be planted today as well. We still have the lemon balm in here, a bunch of lettuce, the rest of the cucumbers, more peppers, lemongrass, rhubarb, Swiss chard. We have peppers, more tomatoes, extra broccoli, more tomatoes, sunflower. We have snap peas, but only 2 of them grew. Zinnias need to be planted today or tomorrow. We have some moringa, guys. Look at that, tiny moringa seedlings. These are white bitter melon. Hello. More tomatoes in here and strawberries. Okay, let's get out of the greenhouse. It's a bit loud. There's a helicopter. It's up there. Anyway, okay, let's get out of the greenhouse, guys. I will show you the fruit trees. That is Gala apple. It's been trimmed. Look at that. We have some little fruit in our Gala apples and a couple of blueberries here. We have some tiny blueberries also in these plants. And then we have another apple tree. This one, no, it's not producing yet. It had a lot of branches, but I had to cut them down. And those branches were the ones that had the blooms. But apparently, like, their angles were not that good. And then this one is Honeycrisp. It's still tiny. Raspberries in there and some apples. Okay, let's go back towards the original garden and I'm gonna show you some other things. Okay, just a little bit of a walk. Oh yeah, you see those baskets? They're really pretty. Those are petunia. This area in here is still it's not planted yet. This I planted with beets, and then I figured out what has been eating the seedlings. It was the birds. I thought it was like mice or squirrel, but no. Birds come in here and then they peck on whatever grows in the tote. It's crazy. These are pak choy cabbage. They're yellow, so that needs nitrogen. I didn't really have time to take care of that pot. But anyway, moving on, we have grapevines. Couple of grapevines in here. I do have another grapevine that I'm trying to root, which came from a winery that was given by my student. This is our asparagus bed. They have turned out already. We're done eating asparagus from this bed for the season. We've harvested a lot. And then, so what you do is, like, you don't harvest all of the asparagus. You let them grow. This has fallen over because we had rain yesterday and last night. But as you can see, it's deep inside this raised bed, which means that I need to put more soil. This is our herb bed. It's a round bed, and the top, this tomato cage, I use this to hold a like a watering thing for the birds. We have a few garlic. The cilantro plants have bolted. We have some bachelor's buttons. I planted different colors of bachelor's buttons, but apparently only the blue or purple ones are the ones that come back each year. Sage. Look at this other sage plant. It has flowers. It's so cool. And of course, the oregano bush that has taken over this whole area. This oregano, those are just weeds. They need to be taken out today. We have a bunch of celery in this bed. At that time, I just needed to put the celery in the ground. So they're right there. It looks like they're still alive, so that's good. In these beds, I need to plant some stuff. I don't know what. It's funny, but there are so many volunteer pumpkins because this is where we dropped all of our extra pumpkins last fall. We composted them in place. So like the pumpkins that we've composted are underneath the beds that we have on here. I've covered the rest of them. We only have 2 spots in this area that are not covered. Oh, and by the way, look at this blackberry. It's a blackberry plant and really cool. Look at that. We have some blooms from blackberries. These are Chester blackberries. And then those are Swiss chard. They're looking great. I think next weekend I can start harvesting some Swiss chard. Somebody said that you can use Swiss chard just like how you use spinach. So that's pretty cool. These are broccoli. More blackberries here. More broccoli. Oh, and I have something going on in here. You see this little plant? That's Aphrodite cantaloupe. I planted 2 cantaloupe on this side of the trellis. This is an arch trellis. And I planted 2 in here. Notice that there are a bunch of weeds on this side. And I did not do anything except pull the weeds that are very close to the cattle panel trellis. And the reason for that is last year, when I started my garden, I started them all clean. Like I removed all of the weeds last year. And what happened was that my seedlings were targeted by the animals. They would just come here and eat the whole top of the plant, like right through there in the ground. So I was thinking to, to kind of confuse these animals, I did not remove the weeds around where I was planting. I'll just let them grow, but I make sure that I clean around the newly planted seedling. So like this one in here, so it's pretty much clear near it. Then we have one right there that I tucked in behind the bachelor's button plants, which I think it's been in here for a while. So and the cantaloupe seedlings are doing great. So I think that works. And then in this side, I collected some brown leaves and I just dropped the leaves in here. And I think some of those animals that come and snip off the top of my seedlings, they don't like walking on top of the leaves. So they left them alone. Also, there's a Swiss chard in there. They're very close. You can tell. It's because the Swiss chard was in there first. And then I decided to put a cantaloupe on this side of the trellis and then 1 cantaloupe on the other side. But that's okay because the cantaloupe will just grow on top of the trellis, so it's not gonna bother the Swiss chard. And take a look at this bed. These are our ever-bearing strawberries that I planted a couple of weeks ago. They're actually looking great. They've grown bigger now. The whole bed has been covered or mulched with green leaves. Now right here, this is still the same as the one that I showed you last Saturday, except for that the lettuce plants are slightly bigger. I haven't added any plants yet and it looks like it's leaning. I need to tie this to the pole. And then some Swiss chard growing in here. And then we have bachelor's button. So that's what we have in this area. But the area where I have been working most of the time this week is actually in the new garden that's by the side of the road. Okay, so let's walk over there. Last time I showed you the hay bale strawberries. They have grown bigger, although I did not finish covering them. It's still the same area that I covered, just half of the hay bale that I covered. But the new thing that I want to show you is this row. I mean, one of the new things. And then here we have, because last time I showed you the celery plants. The celery plants have grown bigger. Last time they were still small in my last video update, but now they've grown bigger. Also, I have read that celery is a good companion plant for the brassicas like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbages. And so I decided to plant cauliflower between the celery because the cauliflower will be all gone by end of May in my area. I'm in zone 7A Kentucky, and so whenever these cauliflower plants are gone, the celery will be bigger. But I think I will have enough room to plant green beans between the celery plants in the summer. So I'm planning on keeping the celery plants the entire season. Hopefully, if that's gonna happen, you just have to keep on watering the celery plants. You're not supposed to let them dry. We got some good rain yesterday and last night, and that's why our plants are looking very nice here. Also, I have fixed the irrigation lines for this, and then I have added these emitters to water the new cauliflower plants. The cauliflower seedlings were planted, I think, 3 days ago. I usually do my planting at night during weekdays because I work all day. So whenever I get home, I rest a little, fix dinner, and then come out here in my garden and see what I can do. But yeah, let's walk through the entire length of this row. The other celery plants are still smaller in size, and the reason for that is they were eaten by some animals whenever they were first planted, like around the first week, but they did not eat the whole plant, so the plants were able to regrow. I think there were only like 2 or 3 plants that were eaten all the way to to the bottom of it, and they were not able to survive. But yeah, here it's like celery, cauliflower, celery, cauliflower, and so on. So yeah, and that's really nice, and I love this area. Oh, and that side, as you know, we have some strawberries. So strawberries right here. And then over here, I planted 1 row of red juice tomatoes. They're looking great. The morning temperatures are still in the 50s, but as long as we don't have frost in the morning, I think they'll be fine. This one is actually looking great. So I am thinking before 4th of July, I should be able to harvest some tomatoes from this row. I have 30 plants in this row. These are all red juice tomatoes. Yeah, really nice. I love the growth. I have to start running some tomato trellis in this row so they will not fall over, because like as soon as it gets warmer, like steady 70s, 80s, these tomato plants will explode and they will grow very, very fast, that if I do not tie the tomato strings this time, I will not be able to keep up with them. The next row, this will be planted with peppers today, and then this one is a plastic bag. This is, I just use it to cover the open end of the irrigation tube that I will be running in here, because I want 2 rows of sweet bell peppers in this area. And then this, look at that, I'm also very excited for these plants. Last year, I totally skipped summer squash. I didn't have summer squash last year. No watermelon, no cantaloupe, no nothing. The only thing in the cucurbit family that I grew was cucumber, a few of them, which got devastated by cucumber beetles in the middle of the summer. And I think I have grown like 4 different batches of cucumbers. I got some harvest. This time, since I skipped, I think 2 years, for 2 years, I did not plant summer squash. These are yellow straight neck. They are planted 2 feet apart. So you would think, okay, 2 feet apart, that's really too close. But I will be growing these plants upward. So they'll be grown vertically. This will be trellis. They will be grown upward instead of like letting them sprawl in the ground. That way, it will be easier to manage them. And also, I will be putting a cover in here. I have ordered an insect netting from Amazon. It should be delivered today or tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I've ordered it a few days ago, so it should be here soon. Because the other supplies that I bought from Amazon are already here. I just don't have the netting yet. But see here, oh, these are okay. Those are yellow straight neck. I think these are some of these are green zucchini. Let's see. Okay, so this is I have a tag in here. Yeah, that's yellow. Yeah, yellow straight neck. And then I got this from the Amish, all of the yellow straight neck, because I forgot to start them early. Now the remaining plants in this row, 2, 4, 6, 6 of them, they're still smaller, but actually, whenever you plant squash, you can just direct seed them in the ground. But right now it's too cold in my area to be doing direct seeding. It's just is just quicker to just seed them inside the house and plant them when they are already sprouted. Now these are cash flow. Where are they cash flow? I can't remember, but I know these are green zucchini. I did not put the tag. The tag is in the greenhouse, so I meant to put it in here. Okay, guys, we're not yet done with our tour because there is one last area that I want you to see. I have been working on it for I think 2 days now. It's not quite done yet, and it is right here. You can see that it's already clear. Like last Saturday when I showed you my garden, this was still so messy with all of the brown leaves and all of the string that we used to tie the tomatoes last year. But yeah, I had like 2 nights when I came here and cleaned the whole garden. I can't remember exactly how big is this garden area in this part of the property, but this is huge because we have grown a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so we are here. You see the water hose because I'm not yet done in here. And look at this beautiful plants that we have in the ground. I have planted 8 so far. These are Dasher 2 cucumbers. Very nice. This area, it's always been problematic because of the water. The drainage is not that good. And also, this area was always attacked by animals. Last year, whenever I plant new things in here, animals would just come and eat the whole thing. Like, they will not leave anything. And so, what I did this time was I created sunken containers. So, like this, for example, and you might think, well, that's really small. Oh, it looks like there was an animal that came here. Okay, so but anyway, so this is Dasher 2 cucumber. I have a tag there. It's like straight cucumber. It looks so nice. And this is really good too. Good snacking cucumber. Crunchy, sweet. Hopefully it is sweet. You're supposed to harvest them in the morning so they don't turn bitter. And, have them watered. Don't let them like become super duper thirsty, and they need all their nutrients. Cucumbers, just like squash and pumpkins and watermelons, they're always thirsty and they're heavy feeders. So the bottom of this container is open. I just cut it out with scissors actually and then put it in the ground. So last night I expanded the holes because the holes were smaller last year. The holes were, let me show you, the holes were this small, so not enough for the gallon container. These are gallon containers I got from a farm supply store, which was I bought this to grow potted flowers to sell. But I have decided to focus more on vegetables this year instead of selling plants, because selling plants is a little bit more complicated, for tax purposes. We do have a few baskets that we're trying to sell, but other than that, we don't even have seedlings for sale right now. I've just been working on starting my garden, and then we will be selling vegetables and fruit harvest from the garden. Just focus all of my energy in that, because it's kind of different when you grow plants. You have to, like seedlings, you have to water them twice a day if you want to sell them, because they have to look nice for the people to come and buy them. But anyway, this is a really cool system. I have removed the old irrigation. So you see this plastic bag, it's also used to cover the open end of the irrigation line, because I don't want bugs to enter the tube, and I don't want like dirt and whatever to get inside the tube, because it will clog it. So this is our system right now. It's not yet done. I have 8 pots planted. I put potting soil inside. Yeah, you don't want, and you see the soil here, that's clay. Can't really put that inside the pot, or else it will be like a rock when it dries. But it looks like the cucumber plants are loving their new location. They've grown so nice, like overnight. Actually, I think they've grown a little bit actually. And then here, I'll show you what the empty one looks like. You see that it's so muddy inside, so I'll just fill this with potting soil. Make sure to wet the potting soil, because the potting soil is so dry from the bag. There's another one, and then these are the rest of the holes that I created. I've made them bigger. Like here, the water, there's a lot of water. Like when I step on the ground, look at that. See, there's a lot of water underneath. So last year, everything that I planted early in the season just drowned in the water in this area. And so I think putting those containers, although they're small, they're gallon containers, but the bottom of these containers are open. Therefore, the roots can still grow into the ground. They're not restricted inside the pot, because they can just go through, underneath these pots and then to the ground. Now, if you're wondering how to water this, I will not be hand watering any plants in this area. I will be hand watering maybe a few plants from the other garden, the one over there, but not in this area, because this is just a lot to do. I will be running an irrigation line for the pots, but the irrigation lines will not be the same as what I originally have. Like this is the irrigation line that I have. I got 1/2-inch tubing and then a 360-degree emitter, which you can adjust the flow of water. But this one will be a different system. I already have all of the materials. I just want all of the pots set up, plants planted, and then I will run the irrigation line. So that's why I need to finish this line right away, because I don't want to keep on watering this by hand. So far that's what I have in here. Hopefully next Saturday when I show you my garden, I will have more things planted in here. I have really been working so hard to get this project completed, because once it gets like late May, early June, it will be very hot in here, and our temperatures in Zone 7 Kentucky, like starting in June, sometimes it gets to over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's not fun to be out here in the garden all day when it's too hot. Maybe you want to be in the garden in the summer, early morning and in the early evening, but like in the middle of the day, that's a no-no, because it's just, it doesn't make any sense and it gets too hot in here. Well guys, that's gonna be all for today's update, and I'm so excited to start working in here. So many things to do, so many seedlings to plant in the ground. I do have some other parts of the property that also needs attention, but that's gonna be later, because this garden needs to be done. All right guys, that's gonna be all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Oops, wait, before I end, Hi, Kathy. Grocery store garden. Yeah, we do have. Oh, you're welcome, Kathy. You're welcome, everybody. Thank you very much. Yeah, we do have a little store in there, that little building. It's an honor system produce stand. We just leave the things in there. We have a box for people to put their money in when they buy something. And also, they can pay us through Venmo and PayPal. So it's a pretty cool system. People love it, and we like helping the community, because a lot of this grocery store vegetables or produce, they've been sprayed with things, but we don't use any harmful sprays. We don't use herbicides or pesticides in our garden. These are We are not organic because we use synthetic fertilizers. We do use some organic fertilizers. I have some growing medium that's also organic, but we are not certified organic. But I'm sure, like, if I feed my children the produce from my garden, I can tell everyone that the plants that I grow are safe for eating. Yeah, healthy food. And we sell them for, very affordable price as well. Well, that's gonna be all, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you again next Saturday, and I might try to post 1 or 2 videos during the week. We'll see. Just depends on if I have time to do it. Thank you, and have a great Saturday, and happy gardening. Bye bye.